Was excellent. Yeah, I think that there were a bunch of different anecdotes that just kind of like about health and about the way that people should be living their lives, and I found that especially very meaningful.
That the quality of this panel was incredible. And the subject matter, in this day and age when we're talking about digital technology, it was an interesting way for us to take that subject matter and turn it into something that's real, changing behavior. If you think about it as an ad agency or as a communications company, we're all about understanding behavior and trying to influence it in a way. What I've always taken such great pride in is that I work in an industry that does that towards health and well-being.
I think maybe the most inspiring conversation I had was the conversation about inviting me here in the first place. I mean, that there is a forum like this where you can bring together people with a whole bunch of different kinds of companies and all different backgrounds to get together and talk about these important issues. We have all different companies, all different interests. I think that it's inspiring that it happens at all, that we can be here, and the conversation was very wide-ranging, as you heard. We talked about health, we talked about technology, we talked about legislation, social policy, we talked about all sorts of things, and I think that's very important.
A lot of the words that Dr. Shafir said was just truly inspiring and remarkable. I mean, he talked about simplicity and how that comes at a big cost. And that was just something that was counterintuitive to how I normally think. Because you think, if it's simple, it should be easy to do. It should not come at a high cost. And so to have that understanding that something that's elegant but yet still simple, put a little bit of thought, put a little bit of work into it. It's what we do as marketers, as communicators, that we want our messages to be simple but still make that impact, and that requires finesse, that requires time. So for me, I thought all the panelists were great, but I really liked what he had to say, and this to me was very life-changing.
That it really made me understand that behavior change happens in the moment and not as something that happens as something that you think about over time, that you just, at every decision point, that's where the behavior change has to happen. It's something that has to be considered every time you make a decision, not something that applies from something you decide at the beginning of the year that applies for the whole year. It's something that applies every day and at every decision point. And it seems like there are places that we can impact those decision points on a daily or decision point basis that are going to be really interesting and are going to change the way people behave.
Yeah, so it was interesting to see that you can develop product on behavior and people pay for it. So that was really good for me.